Welcome back to another episode of Life Advice You Don't Hear in Church. My name's Tiffany and hit subscribe to see more videos like this, or share this video with a friend who struggled with lust or the modesty talks. When I was growing up, I thought that lust and modesty were like two sides of the same coin. Like guys struggle with lust and girls help them by staying modest. And it seemed to make sense biblically, but some of you heard that and thought, this doesn't feel right. Something feels off here, but I don't know what it is. And I'm wondering, what if we have completely misunderstood the heart of God on this topic? What if we've completely misunderstood what lust even is? So I want to share 8 things that I've learned about lust, and these completely changed everything for me. They changed the way I thought about lust, modesty, marriage, sex. What if we've completely misunderstood it all? Now, these 8 points build on each other, so they start simpler and they'll get progressively more nuanced. So let's dive in. Number 1, lust is not a gender issue, it's a human issue. We have all struggled with lust. Maybe you even heard a modesty talk and thought, but I'm the one who's visually stimulated. I'm the one, someone's taking their shirt off at the pool and I'm noticing their body. They're so attractive. What is wrong with me if I'm a woman and this is supposed to be a guy's issue? This is not a guy's issue, it's a human issue. And we all struggle with lust in different ways based on our personality. We'll talk about that more later. But suffice it to say, this is a human issue. Number 2, lust is not about noticing somebody is attractive. It's not the same thing. And if you're focused on not noticing, you will drive yourself crazy. In fact, the more you're focused on not noticing, the more hyper-focused you'll get on not noticing, and you'll be like, what do I do with myself? I'm noticing everything now. It's gonna drive you crazy. It's not about noticing that someone's attractive. You can be like, they've got a great body, they've got a great face, they're attractive, they're very beautiful. And that is not the same thing as lusting. Number 3 starts to get us closer to the heart of the matter, because lust is not about sex at all. It's not about sexual desire at all. It's about dehumanizing another person and using them as an object for our pleasure. Lust is about using people. It's not about sex so much, it's about using people, whether in our mind or in person. So lust is really about the way we treat people. Which brings us to number 4. You can even lust after your spouse if you're using them for your pleasure instead of caring about their pleasure and their desire too. If it's all about you, if sex is dehumanizing that person and using them as an object for your pleasure, it is lust, and that can happen in marriage. And in fact, we're almost taught that guys should be lustful in marriage, that guys need sex and the woman should accommodate that instead of it being a mutual pleasure. And when we teach it as a one-sided thing, it becomes lust. That's where the real problem is. Number 5, you can desire someone sexually without lusting after them. I think we've made it so that when you're dating and you're sexually attracted to the person you're dating, we feel guilty. We feel like we're lusting, like we're doing something wrong or we're sinning. No, that will drive you crazy. If you say, hey, I want to save sex for marriage, which is something that my husband and I decided to do, but I still really sexually desire this person, am I lusting? No. Sexual desire is a healthy thing. It's normal, it's healthy, it's okay. Now, there are healthy and unhealthy ways, lustful and loving ways of acting on those desires, and how you act them out can turn that into love or lust, right? But that desire itself is not the same thing as lust, and I wish I could go back and tell myself that when I was dating. Number 6, here's another key one. Lust and love are opposites. Love is all about considering the other person's desires and wants. Lust, on the other hand, is a power move. It's just about me and my desires and what I want. It's important to remember that lust and love are opposite ways of approaching relationships. Number 7, lust means that there's something we need to heal from. I really think that's true. If we are finding ourselves lusting a lot, we all do sometimes, but if we see this happening a lot in our lives, what's going on inside? What do I need to heal from? Which brings us to number 8, our final one, which is we have all lusted, whether it's in a sexual way or whether it's in a way of wanting power or prestige or fame or a promotion or popularity, and we want to use somebody else to get us to where we want to go. That is lusting. It's this idea of like, I want what they have and they're going to get me there. I'm going to use them to get what I want, instead of a loving relationship. I think of how John wrote in 1 John 2, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. We all have areas that we've lusted. It's a human struggle. We've all been the one lusting, and we've all been the recipient of someone lusting after us. But I want you to remember that if you're saying, wow, I'm in a lustful relationship right now, I've been lusting, there is no shame in God's heart for you, only healing and forgiveness and restoration. If we looked at lust like this, if we taught about lust like this, how would that change the conversation about modesty? How would that change the conversation about marriage? If we understood that what God calls us to is not positions of power where we're using another person, but positions of humility and servanthood and love, considering another's needs even before our own, what would that look like? How would that change the face of the conversation in Christian circles? I want to hear in the comments. Love you guys. Bye.